Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sharks and Things podcast. I'm your host, Cody.
I'm up
Mitch.
And I'm Zach.
in monochrome.
Zach Noir, Private Eye.
Say something
we have a
fancy
bat
and
this week.
smooth. Yes, I'm not dead and/or/slash dying. And
Or
just to be
sleeping.
specific, I actually was sleeping, not dead.
I tried poking you with a stick. You didn't wake up. Therefore, dead.
Ugh.
And not sleeping.
Rule of stick is not a thing that should ever be judged.
Oh, well, we could do like the Little Mermaid thing, and I could just try and find your pulse through your foot.
The Little Mermaid doesn't have a foot.
Never mind. The seagull, they're trying to see if Prince Eric is alive. The seagull puts his head up to the foot for...
Not all of us has had like a 48-hour Disney kick.
Yeah, I've been watching... I visited my niece this weekend, and so it was Mulan and The Little Mermaid and some cartoons this morning. I tried to get her into Teen Titans Go. She was instantly attracted to Starfire because she wears purple and has pink hair.
What more do you want?
Right.
So...
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. Why did anyone want to play Scorpion, Reptile, or Sub-Zero? Because they look fucking cool. That's why.
Because they're ninjas.
Yeah, they're ninjas, and he was blue. What's not to like?
I actually don't remember who I played a lot of in Mortal Kombat.
You're that one.
Depends
that
on
one
which Mortal
weird guy.
Kombat.
Let's just say MK1.
MK1.
I think it was probably Sub-Zero. I probably would have been attracted to Sub-Zero.
MK1 it was probably Sub-Zero. MK2 it was Cyrax. MK3...
Wait, back that up. MK2 did not have Cyrax.
Yeah, it did.
What?
Yes, it did.
MK2. This is riveting podcast material here.
Okay, no. Mortal Kombat 2.
had
We're
Cyrax.
having a geek off right now.
Oh, God.
No,
Okay.
there's no Cyrax.
I'm going to...
They added Scorpion. Okay, the Mortal Kombat 2 roster is Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, Reptile, Sub-Zero, Shang Tsung, the young non-old version, Katana, Jax, Melina, fucking Braca, Scorpion, and Raiden.
3 hidden characters, Jade, Noob Saibot, and then, of course, coming later, Kintaro, and then we had Shao Kahn. No Cyrax.
Cyrax would have been 3 at the earliest.
Yes. Agreed.
Making his debut in Mortal Kombat 3.
Boom.
Cyrax was one of the 3 cybernetic ninjas.
The Plinko machine's working tonight. Anyways,
That's-
it
I'm
doesn't.
thinking of
party dance.
MK3 and not Ultimate MK3. Mortal Kombat 2, then it was probably... I think it was Reptile.
Yeah, it's
Yes, it definitely did have Reptile.
I like the Sub-Zero from MK3, the maskless scar down the eye, the brother.
I mean the one that's not actually Sub-Zero?
Yeah, the brother of Sub-Zero. They still called him Sub-Zero.
On Sub-Zero.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's a code name.
Zach, did you play Sub-Zero, the Mythologies game?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
You remember that stupid boss where you had to essentially knock him backwards and you had to
I don't
run all the
remember
way over to
anything
the
about
other...
that game, so you might as well just not.
Okay, well, I'm still going to tell you about it. There's a certain level for their boss fight where it's just a giant behemoth. You can't do any damage to him. The only way you can do any damage is you chase him this way, run back this way, push a button to drop an elevator on him, and hit him in the head 4 times. Definitely Mortal Kombat style.
I don't remember. I just know I was watching some Giant Bomb.
I enjoyed the game, to be honest.
Yeah. Jeff was one of the only people at the time who gave it a decent score. He gave it a 7.1.
See, I need to introduce you guys to Recipre, a fantastic YouTube channel which essentially just laughs at horrible gaming. And they did a fantastic one on Mortal Kombat Mythologies, which really describes my feelings in a nutshell, so we might have to link to that a bit later.
The episode of the old game show had Sub-Zero Mythologies, Lemmings, and
Lemmings.
yeah, the original Lemmings for the Commodore, or no, whatever the original was. They were using an emulator, and the weird part about the emulator is the emulator makes the sound of the floppy disk.
That is awesome.
That's
I need
fantastic.
that one.
Yeah, it makes that sound so that when it's taking its sweet ass time to load, that you don't think that it's frozen.
Floppy knows all.
They also played Super Star Wars. So
Best
Actually,
Star
Super
Wars
Star Wars
game.
is actually really hard.
Best Star Wars game, Shadows of the Empire.
That's apparently canon, by the way.
Did they make that? Well, yeah, I know it's canon, but I wish they had made it fucking make a movie out of it.
But it's actually so now it actually is canon, because basically Disney came over and said, okay, all the rest of the stuff, the horse pilot, all the weird shit is no longer canon. The only thing canon,
they got rid of most of the extended universe.
everything but like
That's like all the extended universe, really.
it is literally nothing that was so unless it's in the episodes 1 through 6, the Clone Wars or Rebels, and then some piecemeal things here and there.
Including Tor.
Yeah, KOTOR is no longer canon.
No, like SW Tor, the MMO.
Yeah, Tor. No, they said that all Tor, Old Republic stuff is not canon.
Recent stuff that I have read was an interview with one of the execs over there who basically said, like, we work real closely with Disney and everything we do with our storylines is cleared through them. So make of that what you will.
At Celebrations last week or 2 weeks ago, they basically said that it's not canon.
Well, that's bullshit.
It's like basically they're like it's its own pocket universe, and we may revisit it at some point in time, but it is not canon at this point.
Yeah,
So-
because the guy from
So I have no doubt that it gets approved by Disney, because I'm sure Disney's like, yeah, we don't want you messing stuff up because people aren't going to realize this isn't canon. But yeah, they've come out and said at Celebrations said it's not canon. They may because the question came up because they were talking about is the Old Republic era like considered canon? And they're like, no, and everyone's like, well, you should make a movie about
A
these.
Lucasfilm rep told GameSpot about this. At the Old Republic MMO, there's nothing going to change because it is considered part of the expanded universe. So therefore, it's not canon.
Okay, I'm just going to put this
That's
out on a
not-
limb and say all this discussion is a bunch of canon fodder, and I feel as if we should move on to something more important.
There is nothing more important than Star Wars canon. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with Matt now, just because you said that.
Yes. Well, I didn't get the full discussion of the whole canon disclosure, so
Okay,
I have
here we go.
little to no details on it.
Hold on, here we go.
Oh, God.
Gamefront posed that question to SW Tour senior producer Bruce McLean and executive producer Jeff Hickman during a meeting at EA Redwood Shores in California. The answers they gave were not quite conclusive, but they do seem to feel good about working within the new Star Wars machine. I don't actually have a Lucas-approved yes, we are lore, or no, we are not. I don't want to make a statement that they're going to come back and feel like they have to clarify, so I'm not going to answer that because Lucas is very particular about that question, as you know. But McLean went a little further with the explanation of whether SW Tour could be considered part of the overall franchise canon. Let me answer it the way they answered it to us. He said, because we asked when this first came up, we were like, what does this mean for us? And they were like, guys, this doesn't change anything. You tell great Star Wars stories set in this time frame. You continue to do that, and we'll continue to support us. We're fortunate enough to be set thousands of years before the time of the movies, and that allows us a lot more freedom. We talked to Lucas about everything we do, and they approve everything we're putting in the game. So if they have deep continuity discussions, we're not a part of those, but we're part of the grander planning around the Star Wars universe.
I'm still going to go with it's not canon.
So as long as they stay in their bubble of time,
They're
they'll
not
be
going to be messed with.
okay, we
basically.
won't say you're not canon, but we won't say you are.
Yeah,
Anyways.
we're basically we're not gonna say it's canon or not until we need to use something from that time frame.
Yeah.
Is what it's gonna boil down to.
But you didn't turn in this podcast to listen to us babble about Star Wars, I suppose. So,
Well,
or maybe you did.
I'm just going to put Star Wars. Is this canon or not? As our title.
Team canon.
I'm okay with that.
Proton cannon. I have this
it's-
wonderful hair thing going on. I just realized.
Actually, Zach, you should grab Iron Man and his photon cannon and just put Star Wars in it.
Anyways,
Telling you, that's the future.
I've kind of lost track of what was going on now.
MBC3.
Avengers came out last week. None of us have seen it.
Nope.
Sorry.
Terrible.
Yeah,
You're-
People.
We are terrible human beings and geeks, for that matter. So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Mm.
Same thing we talk about every night, Pinky.
video games and stuff.
But
Back
brain,
friends.
I don't know
What do
where
you
we're going
think
to get that much
we're doing?
cheese. I want to talk about Project Cars. Let's talk about Project Cars for a little bit.
Project Cars. What?
Project Cars. It is.
Is that one car game?
It's one of those car games. As the resident car game guy, there's this awesome car game coming out for PC, which is an astonishing fact because they don't usually come out.
No, we need little flashy titles, which is like Foreign Correspondent or Resident Race Car Experts. And then we need a scrolling like CNN batter of nonsense news.
Okay, so it comes out next. It comes out next week. They are doing free DLC every month for the game, and it is like this ridiculous game. There's like I don't remember how many cars, tons of circuits, lots of free. It's basically
I'm gonna Google this.
It's
How
gonna be
many
a lot
cars
of
are there?
a lot of people's like dreams for a racing game. And it's coming out on like on everything. It's gonna be out on Windows, PS4, Xbox One, and astonishingly enough, the Wii U. So if you've been looking for
This is coming out on the Wii U, really?
yeah, apparently it's what it says.
I'm impressed.
Low performance.
It'll be later. It has been delayed until later in 2015, but it will be releasing. It's from Slightly Mad Studios, which I actually don't know if they've done. Oh, they did Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2. And World of Speed, that the Need for Speed MMO, they got closed down. Yes, there was a Need for Speed MMO. I played it. It was okay.
But just okay.
Yeah, it was like...
It is strangely difficult to find how many cars are in a Cars game.
I don't think they actually...
It wasn't really the bee's knees, but, you know, so it was okay.
Who put the boop in the boop should doop a doop? Anyways, it's going to be a good racing game. You should go check it out. I'm actually thinking about buying it and a racing wheel.
Here we go. 110 different courses across 30 unique locations.
That's courses, not cars.
Yes, I said courses because I couldn't find cars. I'm assuming there's going to be cars in it, so I'm not worried about that.
Like all car games, it looks gorgeous, but I'm excited. So
Except it'll be on
this is
PC.
community backed too.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Green Man Gaming right now. I'm thinking about picking it up.
I have.
How much is it right now?
It's $50. I think the Green Man Gaming thing, I think it puts it fairly inexpensive. Because I don't know how Green Man Gaming makes money.
That reminds
No
me,
one
I should
does.
probably see about ordering Witcher 3 from Green Man Gaming for super cheap.
I would probably get it through GOG.
God, I need to beat The Witcher and The Witcher 2.
I could not get into The Witcher.
Well, the original one is really hard to get into. Like, it definitely takes a while to get rolling.
I started with The Witcher 2. I couldn't get into it, and I think I could go back and probably play it now because like the main reason I couldn't get into it originally was the controls. I just know. But I was using keyboard and mouse, and I feel like it would be better on pad because I didn't have a wired pad at the time.
There's also kart racing. Yeah. If you're into racing games, go check out Project Cars. It'll be out next week. Probably gonna. Actually, no.
Let me know when Initial D happens to come to the U.S. for the first time.
Yes.
It'll be out on Thursday this week, on the 7th.
Initial D? Fuck right.
Yeah.
What?
Initial D will be out
Okay.
on Thursday. I'm joking.
You're an ass.
The amount of money I spent in the
arcade?
the arcade.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I was like at $20 a day on Initial D. On top of
there was some time.
on top of the fact that like my best friend was a manager there at the time, so like I'd dump $5 in, he'd come over and put like $20 in credit in, and then I'd dump another $5, he'd come over and dump another $10-20 in credit in it. I'd be there for like 5 hours playing Initial D nonstop.
And you want to know what went away? That love and happiness that was the arcade.
I actually have a PlayStation Portable game in Japanese for Initial D. I can't read it.
You don't need to. It's Initial D.
Except for to get past like
Drift!
to get to the point where you need to play the game. There are like 3 menus, and I've tried every combination of said menus, and it won't let me in the game.
You just Google it. Just Google the menu translations.
I haven't gotten to the point where I cared enough for that. I don't.
The most obvious solution is just learn Japanese, just so you can play Initial D. That's the easiest way.
Yeah,
this is the solution to everything.
The other half of that problem is the fact that I just don't play my PlayStation Portable anymore.
But you have a Vita.
Yeah, but I have the Initial D on UMD.
Oh wow! So you actually have the imported UMD version of this?
Yeah, I found it at a pawn shop for $2. I wasn't gonna say no. How about that and Valkyrie Profile?
Yeah, you really should just Google it then if you actually own the physical game.
I bought them for a grand total of $8. I couldn't really say no.
Does the Valkyrie Profile still have the disc and everything? Or the case?
I had the case because I owned the game before. It's the Valkyrie Profile Lineth for PSP, not the PlayStation 1 one.
Because I'm assuming the PlayStation 1 one would be hey, how about that money?
Yeah.
The PSP one's probably, hey, how about that money?
Yeah, I've got a case somewhere. I think it's on my rack. I think I traded the game in when I traded in my PSP, but kept the case because it was probably packed away somewhere.
It's not that much. On PSP, it's $30.
I paid considerably less than that. Still. Yeah.
You've been playing Cars. I have been playing, or you want to play Cars, I should say.
Yep.
I've been playing far too much Street Fighter. I had decided to go back onto my Street Fighter fix, and I haven't ranted about it for a while, so I can't think of a better time. Of all things, So I started picking it back up, and I chose a new random character that I need to learn and get good with, and I ended up with Blanca. So I mentioned this prior weeks of, oh, hey, I'm learning Blanca. Well, at this point, I have gotten into the top 175 for Steam with Blanca so far, and I intend to make that top 30. I know how to do it. Because I actually found out he has so much bullshit in Ultra, it's unbelievable. He has a stupid cross-up ball of his heavy, because it now knocks down instead of knocks your character back. That if you time it perfectly after hitting an up ball, meaning if they jump, you special them, hit them, they fall to the ground. They are now stuck, and they have a set amount of time before they stand back up. You time it just right, it'll actually cross up, and then if you start delaying it just by a couple of frames, then they have to start guessing, do I hit this in front or back? So it becomes just a very, very bullshit mix-up. And, I think I actually beat my 27 win streak, and I got to 32. 32 straight wins with Blanca. That is disgusting and wrong. It is so wrong.
We need to do a brief check-in. Is Mortal Kombat still broken?
In PC, I wouldn't say as broken, but still feels pretty broken. I don't have any motivation to play it because I know it's not going to be consistent. The online's going to suck, and they still haven't fixed the frickin' button mapping combo thing.
I would not hold your breath that that's going to get fixed.
It's so stupid. I don't know what the combos are because you're not mapping the right buttons to what I tell them you are.
Yeah, I would not anticipate that getting fixed anytime soon.
I don't know. It was just a very poor porting
brilliant tool that the internet created for things like that.
Google search?
Yes.
I would hold out, Matt. Hold out hope.
I wouldn't.
Zach has that look in his eyes as if he is sitting back and smiling knowingly.
Because he bought it on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have that luxury, nor do I have a PS4 stick I can use.
I don't either. I just play on pad and deal with it until I get a stick. The game actually plays very well on pad, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because you have your 4 primary buttons.
Well, no, it's less that and more that with Mortal Kombat, directional inputs don't have diagonals, so it's a lot easier to do directional inputs on a D-pad than it is on a stick. Especially real awkward ones like Melina's ball that is back down and on the PS4 circle.
See, I've
try
been
doing
for
back
life
down on a stick. It completely
you need a Pac-Man stick.
See, it doesn't bother me that much. Every time I try to do a pad for any kind of fighting game, it just never works. It's every time I'm just okay, I'm just going to go ahead and
Killer Instinct and MK were both really pad friendly. Killer Instinct, I definitely did better once I got my stick going, but I'm fine with MK on the pad for now. I mean, Ultra for PS4 is coming out in like a week and a half or something.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty
2
soon,
weeks.
so it means I'm gonna have
So I'm gonna have
get
to get a stick.
Yep.
Somehow.
And
still trying to
okay,
figure
like
that out.
I have 3 arcade sticks at this point, and none of which will work for the PS4. That's what makes me angry.
Well, I wish
Aw.
Capcom would just come out and say if they're going to use the drivers that Lab Zero made or not. I mean, obviously we all know they won't because they want that
Bad Cats.
because Mad Cats, yeah. But you know, we can hold out hope that they'd actually do something right by the community for a change.
Hope
Nope.
against hope. Prob's not.
I'm just
Never
waiting for
happened.
like another Street Fighter Cross Tekken DLC issue with Street Fighter 5. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, and I've done weird things this week. Aside from a lot of DFO, which is actually pretty much most of what I've been playing, I decided to dive into the wonderful world of visual novels.
Oh, do tell. I'm actually intrigued. Like analog, a hate story, that type of thing.
I started off because a lot of people, for some reason, hate the Fate Stay.
Fate Stay Night.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's Fate Stay. Is it Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works or Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works? Like, is it Fate Stay or is it Fate Stay Night? Like, which is the actual title? Because it's been used. Like,
I watched the anime and it was Fate Stay Night, so whatever.
yeah. So, well, the animes were based off of different paths of the visual novel, and like the original anime. I think it was the original the Fate Stay Night anime and the Unlimited Blade Works movie, I think. They're canon, but they're not canon. They were done by a company that wasn't Type Moon, or whoever did the visual novels.
Mhm.
So that's why they're doing the Unlimited Blade Works anime now. Is they're basically like... Because they did the Fate Zero anime, and they're doing the Unlimited Blade Works anime now. Because the company that did the other 2 animes didn't do a good job and left a lot of things out that were like super relevant.
Fate Stay Night's been pretty good.
No, it's a good anime. It's just like from my understanding of it, like let me see if I can pull it up because I was trying to figure out because I was trying to get people into it and I was trying to figure out like the proper order to do everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And where is it? I have it pulled up here somewhere, I think. And there's like an order that you're supposed to do it in, or that you're supposed to watch / play them in order to get
So it's including some of the games then?
the visual novels. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's 3 options. I don't know why they're named this, but there's the anime only order, the master's order, and the king's order, which is like the recommended way of doing things. And that's the anime only order is to watch the current Unlimited Blade Works anime, then watch the Heaven's Feel movies when they come out. The Heaven's Feel is like the 3rd route.
When they come out.
Huh?
Since
I
when
don't
they
know
come out.
yet. I didn't even know that they were a thing. So, from my understanding, basically, like, there's 3 branching paths. There's Fate Stay Night, there's Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works, and there's Heaven's Feel. And there are 3 different routes that you can go in the visual novel. The Master's Order is to go through the Fate route of the visual novel, then watch the Unlimited Blade Works anime, which is currently going. Then the Heaven's Feel movies, and then watch Fate Zero. And the King's Order is basically do the entire visual novel, like all of it, like all 3 paths. Then watch Fate Zero, then the Unlimited Blade Works anime, and then the Heaven's Feel movies when they come out.
That is an impressively long list of excessive steps that it would take for me to normally enjoy something. I can see why people would enjoy it, but if you need a how-to-do list on how to enjoy something,
no, the reason being is that like Fate Zero is a prequel, basically. So like the way Fate Stay Night works, the Holy Grail War, blah 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 blah. So the one in like Fate Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel is the 5th Holy Grail War. The Fate Zero is the 4th. So if you watch Fate Zero, it spoils a ton of shit for like all the rest of the series.
Okay, well, for anyone who doesn't know, can you actually explain what that is? Because I have actually never heard of this.
You've never heard of Fate Stay Night or Fate Zero?
Nope.
So it started off as a visual novel, and the entire premise is basically that every X number of years, the Holy Grail appears in this town, and it chooses 7 people that have latent magic abilities, or are part of like existing quote unquote mage families, magus, whatever families.
Magician, yeah.
Yeah. To compete for the Holy Grail. And they compete by making a contract with like heroes of legend or heroes from the past that represent one of 7 different archetypes. There's Saber, Archer, Lancer, Rider, Assassin, Caster. Fuck, I always forget the 7th one.
I'm not sure,
Berserker.
but it makes me not want to ever play Trivial Pursuit Anime Edition with you.
Yeah. Berserker.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember all them.
And they're like, they summon classic heroes that were either from legends or mythology or actual existing or that previously existed heroes over time. So like King Arthur and shit. And it's basically a fight to the death. Once you die, or once they call them servants, these heroes, or once your servant dies, basically you're out of the war, so to speak. And winning the Holy Grail War, the Holy Grail is able to grant you any wish that you want, whether it be
one more Holy Grail.
Yeah, but it's usually in like a really twisted and fucked up way.
Oh, I'm sure. So I don't know. I might get around to watching it. So I just need to have time.
It's worth. In all honesty, like, the Fate Stay Night and the movie version of Unlimited Blade Works were made by Studio Dean, and they didn't do a good job with. I mean, they were good. Not saying that the animes themselves
They're
weren't good. Yeah, they just didn't do a good job of like accurately representing characters and the story.
Which is
because,
a problem.
Yeah, the Fate Stay Night anime tried to like include parts of the other paths in the visual novel, which makes the story even more convoluted because it's not like
Kojima.
The way visual novels work is that you have paths based on your decisions, and there is ultimately in each visual novel like a turning point or a decision that takes it down one of X number of paths. And so basically the original Fate Stay Night anime followed one path but then tried to like incorporate stuff from other paths,
and it just failed miserably.
Yeah. But the anime, and like I said, the anime is good, and the movie version of Unlimited Blade Works is good. But the problem is they were trying to condense 20 to 30 hours of a visual novel into like a 12-episode anime or whatever it was. Or for Unlimited Blade Works, a 20-hour story into a hour-and-a-half movie. So,
well, if you have an ebook version of this, you should send it over. I will probably get you reading it.
It's not an ebook, it's a visual novel. So it's different.
It's like
visuals.
It's a game, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of a
like in the Telltale kind of
type
with
thing.
like less action.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a choose your own adventure type thing. Like you mostly read through it, and then there are decisions that you make periodically throughout it.
The best example I know of is Analog a Hate Story, if you've ever looked into that.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have you guys link all of this to me, because apparently I've missed an entire part of the internet.
I mean,
Well-
And media in general.
I'd say that's a little bit far. I'd be surprised if most people would heard of Fate Stay at all.
I've heard of Fate Stay. Like, I didn't know that much about it. It seems interesting. I just realized that a game that Zach and I were excited about actually came out last week, and I can't believe that him and I didn't realize that.
What game was that?
Chroma Squad.
Chroma Squad.
That was the one where you run a Japanese Sentai production agency.
That's right.
The excitement is brewing a little over the top there, guys.
I'm super excited. I mean, I have a White Ranger standing on my desk, for crying out loud.
Oh, God. Sorry, I just had like 90 devices buzz on me.
I did something weird this week. I bought a book. This is game related, I promise.
And are you sure this time it wasn't the Necronomicon?
Well, the Necronomicon, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, doesn't appear to be bound in human flesh and written in human blood. It could
Does
be
it have
wrong.
teeth?
Doesn't have teeth. Hasn't tried to bite me yet. Hasn't turned into a bat and attacked the back of my head.
So far, so good.
If you don't know what we're talking about, shame on you.
Everybody knows the Necronomicon.
I was more talking about the reference I was making.
Oh, fine.
I missed the
reference.
yeah.
Evil Dead. Army of Darkness. Anyways, I bought the first book of the original Witcher book. The Last Wish, as it is called. It is super dark fantasy, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Super dark.
Like 3 chapters in so far, and like the book opens up with a sex scene, and the first chapter, like Geralt kills 4 people just so he can go and talk to like the Duke of the area.
Is this so? This is just like this is a prequel to the original Witcher, then?
So no,
That's what the games are based on.
yeah, The Witcher is actually like an old Polish, like dark fantasy novel series, and they've like in the past couple of years have finally been like translated to English. But the Witcher game takes place after the original book. So if you ever watched the opening cinematic for The Witcher, I'm fairly certain that's kind of like the premise of the first book. It is super well written. They're finally releasing the books like in America, completely translated. If you want the audiobook, it doesn't release until next week. I was kind of upset about that. It's been in English for years, but like it's just now getting to like our side of the pond. The first Witcher book came out in 93.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like another book that comes before it. There's like a collection of like short stories, but the like first actual book about Geralt is called Last Wish. It came out in 93, and it is a like super dark Polish fantasy book. It is really good. If you're into that or you're into The Witcher, I highly recommend reading the books or the book. And then there's looks like there's 6 books now. They're also really cheap. I picked up the paperback this week for like $8, like a physical book for $8. I was kind of impressed.
Or just like at a Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, just Barnes Noble. It's in their fantasy. It's like right next to Warhammer. Kind of fits.
Yeah, that reminds me. I still have a Warhammer book that's just
Blood for the
sitting
Blood
on the
God.
back burner. It has been for like 7 years.
Yeah, this week's been kind of weird. I mean, I think we all can agree there's not really a whole lot of stuff going on.
Well, it's pretty much just been grinding back to like old habits. Because, well, if you haven't noticed by now, on the previous stream, we have been playing a lot of D3 this week. And by playing a lot of D3, I mean I've been playing a lot of D3. Apparently not to Zach's level, but still, I've been playing
I
a
haven't
lot.
played in like a week.
I'm also
Yeah,
fairly
that's
certain-
why you're superior. We get it. You already like surpassed us 12 times and then some, and you're like, oh, I haven't even touched it in a week. Whatever.
I'm fairly certain Zach just sold his soul to Blizzard a long time ago.
Yeah, I look at my transaction history with Blizzard and I cry a little bit each time.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think you've sold your soul as so much as your funding. Blizzard. directly at this point.
Yeah.
I pretty much think I'm like solely supporting their stocks.
You're their core fan base. By that they mean you're literally your core fan base.
I played. Did we talk last week about me playing Elder Scrolls? I don't remember.
Yeah, we did. You're
When I was currently dead, I was not aware of this.
Oh yeah, no, I
going
that's
through
right.
the
we did.
starting experience and
Yeah,
as a mage and
getting.
How was it?
I got a two-handed weapon as a mage.
Yep, we went through this.
Yep.
Was it magical?
No, it was terrible. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Now that I remember we talked about it. No.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick to my guns on. You know what? I still just don't have much desire to play ESO at all.
I have like 6 days to decide if I want to buy the Xbox 360 or Xbox One version. I'm leaning towards yes.
I did.
For $20, I'm interested to see how that thing plays on a console. I clicked on a button and something's starting on my computer and I don't know. If you hear weird noises, I apologize.
Yeah. What?
Bounce chicka bow wow.
Yep.
Everyone knows the
brown
Patrick
chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Oh, Vlad's back.
Vlad the tour guide.
Blood.
Blood is
Has
doing
anyone
good.
played the old game like was it Darkstone?
Darkstone.
Oh
It's
god.
like Dark Souls.
Darkstone. It's like it was for computer, and then for like PlayStation. I want to say.
PlayStation 1, it looks familiar, but it looks like a Diablo clone, so...
It was kind of a mix between Diablo and like Baldur's Gate at the time.
Yeah, it's not like complete isometric.
Have we talked about Nyx on here before?
No, but that sounds really familiar.
You mean
It's-
Linux?
No, Nyx. It's I think it's called Nyx. I'm
You
gonna
mean
be very
Unix?
No, I'm
But
gonna.
anyways, about Darkstone, the only thing that it's like, I always remember like the intro cinematic because the first thing that's ever said is Drock is back. That's literally the first thing that anytime anybody says something is back, it's the first thing that I think of.
There was
Random fact of the day for you guys.
There's an old, like one of the very first action RPGs made by EA, and I want to say it was like Nyx or Nox.
Nox.
I remember playing that game a lot when it was out. I think my brother brought it home from college. This really is just a potpourri episode today. I've just come to realize.
Why does it smell
That-
funny?
It smells
That's just
good.
general words.
Tastes kind of weird. It's like dried flowers. I don't know.
See, I don't remember Nox at all. I think I missed the buzz on that one.
Oh no,
I
yeah.
missed that one completely. I missed the original Diablo for crying out loud.
So Nox from 2000. I'm going to link it to you guys, and I'm sure the
I already have it pulled up. Don't worry.
the Magic Editor man will bring it up. Yeah, it is like a super old school, like isometric.
Oh,
really-
didn't we say we wanted to play this?
we did. Yeah, the art style is really weird. Like,
So where'd that go?
I don't know.
It just looks like Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's got only
Actually,
like 3
Diablo
classes
and maybe
or
a
whatever.
little bit of Warcraft.
But there's a sky captain in there. Like, he's an airship captain. There are airships and some steampunky things. It's really good.
See, I didn't hop on this kind of thing until Baldur's Gate 2. That was like my definitive, okay, I'm on this isometric bandwagon.
It is $6 on GOG, which means it'll also should work on Windows.
Well, it says it will.
Yeah.
So,
Windows 7
really-
and 8.
I actually really enjoyed the Torchlight 2 just because
It was a better
800,000 different classes.
Oh yeah, when you get mods going in that game, like if I'm excited for what they do with Torchlight 3 because Torchlight has essentially followed the path of Diablo almost explicitly. Because like Torchlight 1, it takes place in a town where you basically go into a mine shaft and you just keep going further and further down. In Diablo 1,
but it was played like Diablo 2.
yeah, Like they got the combat from Diablo 2, but they stuck it in Diablo 1 world. And then Torchlight 2 plays like
Diablo 2.
Like Diablo
Or the
2.
story- yeah, it plays like Diablo 2-ish. It's more advanced, but it has a storyline of like Diablo 2.
Yeah,
Because you're
it's
following basically
like
your
a
enemy.
caravan.
See, the way I put it is like Torchlight 2 is like a better version of D2. It really is, in my opinion.
So it makes me wonder if they make a Torchlight 3, what is that going to be like?
Well, honestly, are they ever going to make their MMO?
I don't know.
Because that was what the original Torchlight was them doing a tech demo of their engine first and foremost, and secondly to raise capital for their MMO, because that was their whole plan.
I think they may have realized at some point, they're like, well, Torchlight was really good.
When the original Torchlight came out, it came out in late 2009, like October or something. They were at PAX that year, and I was talking to I don't remember who it was, but it was one of the developers about it, and he was like super excited about this game, showing it off. Like, oh, cool! I'll check this shit out. It's like, this plays a lot like Diablo 2. He's like, yeah, it kind of does. We've basically taken Diablo 2 and tweaked it a bit, but here you can check out Act 1 or whatever. But we want to eventually turn this into an MMO. I just think of like Diablo and MMO would be amazing, and I was like, yeah, shit, that'd be awesome. That could compete with like World of Warcraft at its own game, basically. But yeah, I don't know if that ever went anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Torchlight's really good, and if you haven't played Torchlight and you like Diablo, you should buy it. It's usually on sale for like $5 all the time.
I just liked it because there was like 50 bazillion different classes.
Well, that's the modding community for that game is really good, and that's a big part of it. It's like there are some broken as shit classes in that game that have been modded in.
That when we played and I made a Dragoon or whatever, and it
Yeah,
was
and you're just like
OP as shit.
Yeah, no, some of those are not balanced in any way, shape, or form. But it doesn't matter.
Well, they don't have like the player base or consistent player base that Diablo has, so they don't have to feel the need to consistently change everything again and again and again.
It's
Well,
also
they're modders.
It's modders,
Like,
so they don't
modded
really care.
Classes like they're put in, so it's just like I just want to have
Again.
fun.
Yeah,
Hey.
I mean, honestly, that's what I felt like Torchlight and Torchlight 2 were good at. Is just, here, you like this type of game, we're just gonna make it fun for you guys.
Yeah.
So, and then some of the weird mods that you can get where you can just go through, kind of like what Diablo 3 does with rifts. But it's like infinite portals, just go everywhere, just murder all these like bosses.
Hey,
What
D2
are
had its
quests and
fantastic mods, too.
objectives?
The only problem I think we ever had with that was the fact that some of it's broken, and the fact that like portals will just keep spawning and you don't know what you're supposed to do, so you just keep portal jumping, and eventually you can accidentally portal jump out of the whole scenario without having beat the boss.
Yeah, that was fun.
And you can
Because eventually
also
you get to the point where like, wait a minute, there was no more portals spawned. Shit.
but I don't know what to do.
And there's no little thing that you can get out of here. I guess I'm just going to teleport to town and do it all over again. All right.
I feel like there's got to be a looper reference in here somewhere.
No.
No, there wasn't.
Portal.
Yeah, no. We should do that again on the stream.
Portal.
We should play some Torchlight 2 on a stream one weekend.
I would be down for that, actually.
Yeah.
I'd be more down than Diablo 3.
Shut up, Mitch. You'll love
Yeah, I
Diablo
won't,
3, and I will make you love it.
I won't do a Dragoon this time. I'll see if I can find something else.
So, something else that's just as broken.
Well, no,
I
like
do have to admit, though, that the stream that we were doing earlier tonight was pretty entertaining.
Okay.
Dodge everything, because as long as you're going to fucking die.
I totally think that we should email Blizzard and be like, hey, Blizzard, you should put in dodgeball mode.
dodgeball mode.
Yeah.
Every hit kills.
It's
last person.
It's 2-hit kills.
Two hit kills, and followed by the last person to be living actually gets a loot drop.
Yeah.
No, it has to be 1-hit kills, though. 2-hit kills is way too... It would drag out so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you do 2-hit kills across the board. So enemies and good guys get 2-hit kills.
No.
I like the 1-hit kills where it's literally like a minefield of like just things coming at you from random directions and you have to like run around and dodge shit. Yeah.
Well, at that point, we may as well just do like the Infernal Machine, and have 2 uber bosses, and then they just start spamming projectiles, and then everybody, it's just a last-ditch effort. Okay, try not to get hit. They can never be killed.
You have not
Just
met
have
my
sail.
good friend Orlash yet.
Is this? Did we just talk about making Diablo 3 the bullet hell game?
You
I
have
think
not
we have something
you have,
going here.
You have not met Orlash yet. Orlash he's
A bitch.
he's an asshole, basically. So he's a terror demon, so he's kind of like a mini Diablo, so to speak. But
He's a complete asshole.
so like he's super fast, he hits super hard. He's a Rift Guardian. He has the Waller affix, so he walls you in. He spawns clones of himself, and he has Diablo's fire breath.
Ooh. That
So
sounds fun.
imagine 3 or 4 of them up at a time, and you're walled into an area, and they are all fire breathing slowly in your general direction. And it's less fire breath and more like laser electric fire death breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised they didn't give him Jailer too.
It-
We're going to talk about what the most actual asshole combination that game is. It is Vortex Chains, Enchanter,
Arcane
And
Enchanted.
Old.
Arcane, and then like Jailer.
Actually, no,
So
Jailer
they
isn't
vortex
that.
you to them, they jail you, and then they arcane a bunch of shit around you.
Yeah,
and
and
it's also frozen for some fucking reason.
No, what makes worse than that is fast Arcane Enchanted Horde Waller.
oh, I could see that.
Cold and then Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen is the worst because they just when there's so many of them, you just have ice bomb, ice bomb, ice bomb, ice bomb. So you start to run
That's
and try
why
and get out
why
of it.
Horde is terrible, because all of the minions are frozen and they do the frozen thing and the arcane thing, so your screen is just filled with nope areas. And not even
And
just
if you
your
don't-
screen. It's like 3 screens over is still a nope area.
And to help alleviate the nope area, I was lucky enough when I was playing on my barbarian to get a amulet which negates 100% arcane damage, and that has been by far one of the handiest things that I've ever used for trying to
There
kill
is a
anything that
better-
is uber.
Is it the immune to freeze? I would take that.
No. It's the one I have on my Crusader. It's the immune to poison.
I can deal with poison.
No, you can't.
You think you know,
you've
but
been
you have
told,
no
don't
idea.
you?
Apparently,
You think you know. No, it's because there are 4 or 5 Rift Guardians. And let me put it to you this way. Once you hit like Greater Rift 35, 36, actually, yeah, like 35, 36, Rift Guardians will 2-shot you. Doesn't matter what your gear is. Doesn't matter like what class you are. They will 1 or 2-shot you. It gets even worse above 40. And there are 4 or 5 Rift Guardians who are there are 4 or 5 out of a total of, I think, like 10 Rift Guardians that are completely poison. Like, all of their attacks are completely poison. So, including, if you remember the Act 2 boss, Gom, the big fat dude. Yeah, try fighting that in a Rift when the Poison Cloud will kill you in, like, 2 hits. So,
That'll be fun.
So, like, with the poison immune one, you can just stand there and, like, punch it in the face repeatedly and not take damage.
Yeah.
Like, I could
I'm
take
pretty
off
sure-
my weapons and just punch it to death if I wanted to.
I can re-roll for another later. It'll be fine.
yeah, so this week's been a weird week, I think, is what we're trying to ultimately accomplish with the Potpourri-cast tonight. I'm going to be so happy.
Potpourri-cast?
That's what we're going to call
Is
this
that going
one.
to be a thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was
All right.
I thought he said global recast. I was like, what?
Global cooldown reduction. I just E3 needs to hurry up and get here so we have something more to talk about. Next week, we're going to talk about some Destiny, I think, is what we all agreed upon. Spoilers.
You're going to make me play Destiny, aren't you?
No, we just have to watch some videos. Yeah. It's not like the gameplay loop is terrible.
No, it's good.
I just need to probably bring it. So if the Dragon Age Origins stream gets delayed this week, it's because of that, and I'll stream that. Anybody got any plans for this week, streaming wise, or things where people can see you on the interwebs?
I'm probably going to be getting some Street Fighter vids coming up of actually getting some real-time idea of how to play Blanca, because apparently I've been doing decent with him. So probably a little bit of Street Fighter. I'm probably going to try and be streaming D3, as that has been my current addiction, and see if anyone can give me some tips, tricks on my build. Also, I need to try and surpass Zach, just to say I've passed Zach in something at some point. So that's really about my plan for the week.
Mitch, are you streaming anything this week, or got any videos coming up?
We'll see. There's a couple of weird games that I kind of want to just play on a stream, just for the fuck of it, like Syndicate.
Oh, the old school Syndicate, the one we got for free last week or last month?
Or
the new
I was
one?
talking about the newer one.
Oh, Syndicate was free on Origin like last month.
Oh,
The
I didn't know
original.
that. Yeah, I was talking about the one that released in 2012.
Oh, the remake.
The flop.
Was it a remake?
Not remake. It's the first-person shooter version of Syndicate.
I just remember
Wow.
it being first-person shooter, and then you could hack into people's brains and make them commit suicide.
Yeah, it's the first-person shooter version of the original Syndicate, is what it was.
Okay.
Our friend Eric just ranted and raved about that game forever. Yeah. Zach, you got any streams coming up? How you doing with Scholar of the First Sin?
I'll probably revisit that shortly. I had to take a bit of a break.
I know you're having some issues with recording. We have I've been playing some Dragon Age Origins, as most of you know.
I might start streaming some DFO. I don't know. Haven't decided yet.
If you do, let us know. We'll get you promoted up there. Keep an eye out. Next week we should have the Sharks and Things hub channel up on Twitch.
It's set up. We just need to get everyone connected to it.
Basically,
Wait, we have the hub?
we don't
Yes,
have
we
an
have a hub.
We don't have an actual hub, but we have a hub. There's a hub channel.
We could be hubbies.
Although,
It's twitch.tv/sharks and things.
Yeah,
There's like nothing there right now.
Shocker. So yeah, that's gonna probably wrap us up for the week, guys. Thank you for tuning in this week. Don't forget to go to iTunes and give us a rating. That'd help us out immensely. Also, if you've got a review, that'd be great. Any comments, questions, concerns, recommendations, topics, you can send them to sharksandthings@gmail.com. You can follow us on all the social medias at Sharks and Things. It's where we post who's streaming when and where. Basically, it's been me because these others have been slacking. We'll get up some more stuff. Trying to get the VODs for Dragon Age transferred over to the YouTube channel. It's fighting me the entire time, so we'll see how that goes.
Super easy, man. It's like 2 clicks.
Yeah, it keeps failing, man. It keeps failing. Otherwise, you can catch those on my personal Twitch, which is twitch.tv/KagaiOdin. I think that's going to be it. Everyone have a great weekend. Or week.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Deuces, everybody.